All right. Peace and blessings of Southfold. Honorable One, the Success Scholar Hakeem brought me here. Thank you all for tuning in and listening in. Wanted to do this piece uh, since many people, uh, someone recently asked me, I didn't know, they, just asked my opinion on the Dr. Umar Johnson and his school. I didn't necessarily say anything, but, I've been aware over the years, and I definitely don't want to appear like I just go out of my way to critique or put myself into other individuals' business. But recently, Sojourner Douglass College, which is located in Baltimore, named after Sojourner Truth and Sojourner Douglass, which I think sincerely, if anyone is a family member of I'm sorry, Frederick Douglass, they certainly would have a willingness or desire or an interest in this school. So I'm just wondering, did the family of Frederick Douglass actually have any inputs on this? So with that, uh, I'm looking at an article from April the 14th. Sojourner Douglass loses federal appeal waives options to Baltimore Sun for those men. Sojourner Douglass College officials said Friday that they are weighing their options after a federal judge ruled in favor of Middle East Commission on Higher Education, which revokes the school accreditation. The school sued the commission in 2015, alleging the organization discriminated against the predominantly black college, but federal judge later ruled in favor of the commission. This week, the Fourth Circuit Court Judge of Appeals affirmed the ruling. I'm disappointed with this decision, Charles Simmons, former president of Baltimore-based college, said Friday. A Middle States Commission spokesman did not respond for a request for comment. In issuing its decision, the court looked at the procedural fairness of the commission and found no reversible error, is what he said. The Internal Revenue Service had filed a $5 million tax liens against Sojourner Douglas tax liens, and enrollment had dipped from 1,300 to 850 before its loss of its accreditation in July 2015, forcing students to scramble to transfer to other programs. Without accreditation, Sojourner Douglass could not receive federal funding and could not afford to reopen. Simmons and an attorney representing Sojourner Douglass said the administrators are considering the next steps. We're considering our options, said Attorney John Morris. The administration of the school remains committed to providing educational opportunities and expanding them into the adult population in East Baltimore. Sojourner Douglass has partnered with Bethune-Cookman University, a historically black university in Daytona Beach, Florida, to create global education services to offer online courses to students in Maryland. Simmons said about 40 students locally have been accepted, and the semester starts in May the 15th. We're going to continue to move forward, Simmons said. We're not deterred. We're not defeated. Our mission is still the same. All right. So, and there's some previous articles that you can read. Loses bid to restore accreditation. Some of the related articles, as you can see. But my point again now, Dr. Umar says that he has addressed this and he desires a state of the art facility, and and that's plausible on some levels, but after a while, you have to revise. You have to revise your strategy and plan and goal to be more effective. And my thoughts, just having an entrepreneurial mindset and return on investment mindset and understanding that individuals can build assets that are much needed for our community uh, in other ways. Like, for instance, one could buy a convention center, or one could buy a hotel, or one could invest in products actually that can feed, a restaurant. Hell, I'm not saying, that we shouldn't educate, whatever that means. Now, for me, for those who may not know, I've personally educated myself through just reading the right books and going to workshops, going to lectures. And yes, I do pay for various workshops or various uh, conferences, and et cetera, et cetera. So, I have got various levels of education through different means. So that certainly can happen. And, I will add to that one thing that can be done outside of, that may sound a little extreme about the restaurant. It may sound extreme about, a hotel, or, maybe buying Sojourner Douglass College, or, partnering and collaborating and re-evaluating that. But there could, you could just get the books, from some black wholesalers, and just, kind of go hard. Just like, look, this is what we're studying online education. Hell, like I just read, this college in Bethune-Cookman University uh, just created a Daytona Beach, Florida, create a global education services Inc. I'm saying, like, what more are you going to give, to the students than this school, or that school? What special powers are you going to offer? I mean, it for me, knowing what I know, reading the different books outside of the STEM trainings, and the miseducation of the Negro, the Dr. Wilson books, the Amos Wilson, the Jawanza Kunjufu books, the Hakeem Adabuti books, the Doc Van Dyke, John Hickox, the various ASCAP groups, the Naim Akbar, the Association of Black Psychologists books, and for me, some of the inspirational, motivational, empowering books. So outside of some of those, and having, your core competencies, your math, reading, writing, your core skills, I mean, it's just like, all you need is books. Hell, not everybody actually had the opportunity to go through a state of the art with cushion, and, a 21st century school, but they made it through and they became somebody. So I'm saying, like, if it was up to me, hell, I buy 1,000 miseducation, or 25,000 miseducation of the Negro, and air launch them at different lectures. And like, look, if y'all didn't read this, you need to read that. If you didn't read uh, Amos Wilson's Blueprint for the Advanced Students, you need to read that. Stop this, like, trying to hold on to people, only having them reading your material. That's why, for me, I've had to raise the bar, raise the game, in terms of, knowing what how I've transformed different people through the mass marketing of these different books over the years, and getting into places and spaces that, usually unconscious people are at. You feel me? And so now I'm just simply saying that, more things can be done without necessarily just, relying on having a building. Matter of fact, that's kind of almost like 20th century and 19th century, when we have universities, and, you can build a real, university online. I mean, so I'm just letting the people know that, look, I mean, I know people wanna be groupies and followers and have visions. Yes, there are still you know, brick and mortar institutions being built, but we have to understand this is 2017, and if we are not able to afford certain things, that this can be an added a bonus. Buy a bunch of computers for young people, and teach entrepreneurship. I mean, that would do more than just like having them sit in the school anyway. Supplement the schools that are already there, the CB program. Uh, uh, I'm sorry, Council on Independent Black Institutions. You have Baridi School. You have the Nation House in D.C. You have, I mean, they could have used a lot of help. There's several other schools in the D.C. area, independent school, and Baltimore. If it's children that you're actually after, and actually, I'm having a workshop coming up with a bunch of students all over the city. A major conference that's going to be going on. So, and I need individuals to be wise and diplomatic, not egotistical, and just I got my money. It's going to be whatever I want to do with it. You got to have different people that you work with, and individuals have to have a level of emotional tolerances. But what I'm seeing is many different groups, they develop this aristocratic type of autocratic organizations where they only have people that around them that agree with them, and they only want to show up when it's their particular thing. And so, fortunately for me, I've made it my business to show up at many different events and places to ensure that I am, making the right moves and the right decisions. So that's all I have to say, brothers and sisters. So I'm out. That's all I wanted to, just add on. Make your comments. You can, hate it or like it or whatever, but hopefully, this will get through to, the thinkers and the right readers and the builders that are ready to take things to another level. So I'm out. Peace.